Great news, guys. We have finally got a ripe fig. So this is the moment I've been waiting for, and I can't wait to try some of these ripe figs. But we're going to do two things while we're out there. One, we're going to check out these ripe figs, and they're on one particular tree that I've got out there right now, my Improved Celeste. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to give you a little update on how this whole deer situation is going on out in the orchard. Before we head out, I got to show you guys this. Look at that. That's that bald-faced hornet's nest. Isn't that absolutely nuts? Look at how massive that thing is. I haven't taken it down yet. I know a lot of people worry about that thing, but it's not bothering me. I'm not bothering it. It's just kind of on the end of my orchard here on my espalier trees. It's not hurting anything, and I thought it'd be a cool science project to do with my kids, taking it down in the winter after everything's dormant. That thing is massive, and there are a lot of hornets in there. All right, let's head on down. So we got the fig orchard out here. We've got our Improved Celeste. I think I'm pointing at it right down here somewhere. Let's head over to it and check out our figs. So here it is, and first I'm going to show you these figs, and we'll talk about the deer and then come back to this. But do you see them? Look at that. I had been approaching this thing from this angle in the front a bunch, and I never even noticed them. They must have just turned recently, but we've got tons of figs. Actually, look at that. I just noticed that for the first time. We've got another one ripening. It's not there yet, but it's starting to ripen. Anyway, that's the Improved Celeste, and it's got tons of figs all over it, but we've got 3 ripe figs right now, and they looked ripe a couple days ago, and I decided to wait another day, and they were still hanging in there, and then I decided to wait another day. I was a little worried about the deer, but they're doing okay. They're soft. They're just hanging down there, and they are really soft. There's nothing coming from the eye there. There's no syrup, coming down from the eye, dripping down. So I don't know what that means. Maybe Improved Celeste don't do that. I don't know. Maybe it's just a matter of the moisture content, but these things are ready, and if I wait one more day, they ain't gonna be there. All right, so there's the Improved Celeste. Let's take a quick look real quick at some of these trees and show you an update, because I know some of you guys are interested in how this whole deer situation is gonna pan out. But this is the weird thing. I just came out here looking through again this morning, and I noticed some new developments here. The deer have been back through here, and they have nibbled on some more leaves. The weird thing is, the first tree on the row that they would come to right here, the Tacoma Violet, nothing is disturbed. The Latarula over here, nothing is disturbed. Nothing down that entire row is disturbed. And then just like this one right here, the Improved Celeste, 3 beautifully ripe figs. I thought for sure they were going to munch them down last night, but they didn't touch the figs, didn't touch the leaves, nothing. They walked through these trees and went right for, is that it? Way down there. Three trees down this row. They got down to my Maltese Beauty and decided to munch on it. I don't know why. Maybe it has to do with the variety. Maybe they like Maltese Beauty fig leaves. Maybe these deer have preferences just like we do. But check that out. This is the Bourgeois Gris. Not a single nibble on that thing. Still got figs starting to ripen on there, or trying to ripen. Then you come down to my Maltese Beauty, and beautiful grass. Not a lot of it, but grass all around there, and they took the leaves off the tops of all of them. Now, this isn't going to really bother them too much. I'm not worried about this. They didn't hurt the main stem of the Maltese Beauty. You can see the new growth right there, where it's kind of the next little push of leaves would be coming out of. All they did was take the leaves. They didn't take the branch. And so all those leaves would fall off as we're heading into fall. They're going to fall off anyway. I'm still going to have the branches intact. So, and I've noticed that on most of them. They're not coming down here and eating the green branches. They're just munching on some of the leaves. I'm a little bit nervous now because they did munch a lot of leaves. They didn't just nibble, but they didn't take them all. I think the deer still realize, hey, these probably aren't the most edible thing in the world, but we're really curious, and so I'm getting a little nervous about that. But if you walk down through here, I mean, this is my Stella. It's right at the same height as the deer. They didn't touch it, didn't nibble on it, didn't touch it. All of these, look at that beautiful, lush green growth, just prime and tender and ready for them to eat on. Nothing, didn't take none of it. That's the Day-Tray Esplets. Maybe deer don't like that variety, I don't know. But if you get here's a tender one. This is that young This is the Ben's Golden Riverside, Robert's Golden Rainbow, whatever you want to call it. And it's young. It's right, they could put their heads down there and nibble all that right down to the ground. Didn't touch it. But if you come over here, all through here, hardly anything, nothing touched. They walked through this entire orchard and they came all the way to the back here to my Vasilika Black, and they took a couple leaves off. They took just a couple leaves off of that one. Couple leaves off right there. Didn't mess with anything else. They just decided to leave all that beautiful green alone. And then you got right over here my Bourgeois Noir, I think that's the one that one is, went and specifically went down this branch and took all the leaves and then left the stem. Looks like he nibbled the top off that stem, but then left the rest of them. And then if you come over here, that's the Strawberry Verte, left it alone. But right here, Violet des Cerises, man, just like the Maltese Beauty, boom, boom. Maybe these deer like darker figs, I don't know, or darker, the leaves from darker figs. Anyway, so there's the update. I'm a little nervous now. Not really right now per se this year, because all these are just getting set in the ground. We're headed into fall. The leaves are going to fall off anyway. All these are going to go dormant. They're basically leaving the stems alone. I'm not too worried about it. Let's head back over to the Improved Celeste here. But I'm not too overly worried about it right now this year. I'm worried for future years. Hopefully this is the worst they do, and then hopefully they're only doing it at this time of year. It would be a real bummer to see them doing this kind of damage in the spring when these things are trying to get growing. So we'll just kind of, I'll keep you updated. We'll play this one out over time, but didn't even touch this thing. They walked past them last night. They just did all this damage out here. Look at that. Beautiful. Didn't even take a bite. And then that one we saw there. Beautiful new ripening fig right there. Look at that. It's going to be good. I'm excited to try these. Let's get these guys off, take them inside. All right, so there they are, beautiful ripe figs. And like I said, this is the Improved Celeste. So let's go ahead and cut this big fat one open and see what it looks like inside. I am excited to see how this turned out. There it is. Let's get a close-up of that. And there she is. Now I know this isn't the most exotic variety of fig, but it sure does look good right now, and you can see all that honey glistening in there. I am excited to try this. Let's give this a shot. Alright, let's see here. Gosh, that is so good. I'm telling you, if you guys are not into, or haven't gotten into figs yet, you definitely need to do this. Man, that is a good fig. I kind of want to eat the other two, but I've got two little girls that want to try them. I think I'm going to save them. That was a really good fig, and I'm not quite a fig aficionado, but I do know what tastes good, and that Improved Celeste is great. Now, here's what I really like about it. It seems to be producing heavily in my climate, and it ripened even though it got a late start this year. So I'm really excited moving forward to see just how many of these figs that one tree will produce, because I have plans in the future. I would love, if I get enough figs, which I'm sure I will out in that orchard if the deer don't eat them all, I would love to build a table where I can sun dry these things. And I've got some ideas rolling around in my mind on doing all that, but it'd be cool to sun dry these and be able to store them going into the winter. So what did it taste like? It tasted like a fig. It wasn't the most exotic fig out there, but it's a really good fig. I really love the flavor. It's, a lot of people describe berry versus honey. I would say it's more of a honey flavor. It's got kind of a honey taste with fig mixed in with honey. I don't know how else to describe it. Like I said, I don't have a long history of tasting these things, just a history of growing them. But we're going to start learning more and more as this orchard produces over the years and really starts ripening more varieties of figs. I can tell you beyond the shadow of a doubt, for those of you in my area, Zone 8B, Pacific Northwest, if you're interested in growing figs in the ground and you're interested in which figs will do well in the ground, I think we've already proven one of them, which you may have already known, Improved Celeste. That is a really good fig. It produces heavily and it ripens right when it's supposed to ripen. So we'll see how this goes as time goes by, but that is a definite keeper for me in my area. The other thing is, I've never actually tried an Improved Celeste fig before, and I will say I like everything about it. I like the taste, I like the size. I could eat about 10 of them in one sitting, but I know everybody differs on this, but I actually like that skin texture and that bite, and I like the seed crunch. Now this one I didn't have a whole lot of seed crunch in it, but I like those kinds of things when it comes to eating figs. I don't want just a completely smooth texture fig with no skin. So anyway, everybody's got their own preference, but that one seems to fit the bill so far, and it was my first one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope you learned something from it, got something out of it. I hope those deer don't continue to eat my figs down. If you like this video and learned something, hit the like button, comment down below, let me know what you think. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.